What's going on, YouTube? Today we're going to be talking about women's hidden meanings, women's hidden messages. Women communicate more than 7,000 times per day. You know, it's a fact that women speak 7,000 words per day, but their body language, their looks, their glances speaks way more than what they actually talk. So you guys have to be aware of that. You have to be so in tune with your own body that you can be aware of other people's bodies too. And I'm not talking about nothing sexual. I'm not talking about none of that glancing, staring. But I'm talking about reading their body language. Body language and posture and facial expressions tell a story. If you don't believe me, just go out in public and you can go people watch. Not being creepy, but just watch how couples interact, and you can really see who has the power play in a relationship. See, sometimes, a lot of times, men be in public, they be all touchy, all rubbing on the chick, all trying to grab her, trying to make, show dominance to other men that's hers. It really turns her off, because she just be standing there trying to create space from him while the dude is just all over her, or she be giving glances like you can tell she's not fucking with it. See, when it comes to touch and affection, all that, you guys have to understand, the more space there is, the less attracted she is to you. So now, guys, what I mean by that is, if you guys find yourself on a date and she's leaning all back, which how you guys should be. You guys should be leaning back, straight posture. She's not really into you, because she's creating separation. She's creating space from you. But guys, when a woman is more attracted to you, they want to be closer to you. So you can know a chick is really interested in you if when you're on a date and she's all leaning in over the table trying to get closer to you. She's trying to close that gap. If you find yourself sitting next to the chick, if they're into you, a lot of times you'll find them sitting really next to you. Occasionally, their knee will bump your leg or their hand will touch your leg. It's because she's showing you that she's attracted to you. She's trying to close that space of how much space there is between you and her. They just want to feel closer to you. So that's a really important one you guys need to understand, is their body language. Another subliminal test you guys can use is, if you're walking with a chick, see if she follows your lead when you're walking in the store or walking across the street. You can be walking down the sidewalk, and if you decide to cross and she comes with you, she's taking your lead. That's a little test you guys can see if she has any attraction for you. And if she's not fucking with you like that, if you decide to cross the street, she'll keep walking. She'll keep walking until she decides she wants to cross. That's because she's trying to take control. She's trying to take her own lead. She doesn't want you to lead her anymore. In that moment, everything with women is about in that moment. When women say not now, doesn't mean no. It just means in that moment. And vice versa. When women say no, it doesn't mean no, it just means not right now. Now, the next one we're going to is facial expressions. Guys, a lot of time, if you find yourself dealing with women and they're with their friends, you're just kicking it with them, they have an entire hidden conversation with facial expressions. The way they look. They can talk about a certain situation right in front of you, or about somebody else they fucked with, just by how they look. So sometimes, if they're talking about a story and they don't want to bring up a certain name, they'll just look at the chick like this. Or they'll try to throw in that hint. And women are just intuitive, so they can pick up what the other chick is trying to say. They're more in tune with their emotions. Women are more intuitive, so they can pick up those hidden messages we don't pick up. They have certain glances. They'll give certain looks, and if they're chilling with their female friend, they don't even have to say anything. They both already seen the same thing. The female friend, she can look at her bestie or whatever and be like, bitch, like, give a look like that, and they both already know what the fuck's going on. They both are on the same page. Women are on the same team, y'all. Same thing with men. When we have our guy talks, you guys, a lot of you guys would just talk about, women you've been with, what it was like for you to be with them. You guys, you have your little guy talks. You might show each other pictures if that's what you guys do. Women, when they get around with other women, they just talk about some nasty shit, y'all. Like, you guys think you want to be a part of those female talks, but when you actually listen in on them or understand it, you guys will have a whole different look on women. And this is why women keep these type of talks from you, because they know you will judge them. Women, they know they're going to have their history. They're going to have their phase. Men are going to have our phase. So it's not about judging women for them having their phase, or it's not about men being judged for having our phase. Everyone has their own little phase. But it's not about judging. If you don't want to hear about it, that's cool. Just let them know you don't want to hear about it, because if that's a girl you're trying to mess with, you don't want to hear about 6, 7 other dudes, 8 other dudes, and stories that they did to her. It's going to turn you off. So it's cool if you don't want to hear it, but just don't judge if you hear things. Just know what they talk about is nasty stuff. They're going to talk about the best experience that they had, the worst experience that they had. They're going to talk about your ass. They're going to talk about the option, and they're going to talk about another dude that made them feel real special. And they will have term words. They'll have code words for these types of dudes or these types of situations. They will. So that way, when they're around their friends, they can talk about you or another dude without you even realizing what's going on. Because y'all just be so lost. Y'all be so desperate about wanting to hear about the conversations they're having. So they have to make up these code words for you to not be so thirsty. Because what women are, fellas, women are nastier than men. Women, just admit it. Y'all are nastier than men, especially around that time of the month. But it's not about judging y'all. It's about understanding that's just women's nature. But you guys have to learn how to read every interaction. Get the hidden meaning. A lot of you guys be so caught up on telling women your guys' feelings, and you don't even think to look at her body language. As soon as you may say that thing is going to turn her off, she might flinch, or she might readjust her body position just to feel more comfortable around you. You guys don't catch the flinches or the eye twitches based off what she's telling you. You guys are so focused on what she says. But at the beginning of the video, like I said, it's deeper than what she says. It's about how she looks, how her body reaction responds. Attraction is deeper than just what she tells you. Her attraction can also be told on if she laughs at what you say. That's why, there's I don't know if you guys are familiar with it, but a meme going around, and it's like, oh, your friend or whatever thinks he's a comedian when your girl comes around. It's because on the low, your chick, she be choosing your homie. So he's making her laugh and all that shit because all she's doing is choosing on him. One, it's a test to see what you're going to do. And two, it's because she's choosing on him. She's choosing up. Women respond with their emotions. And if a guy who is making her laugh, obviously she thinks he's funny, so he has some type of charisma. Women are attracted to charisma. They like a guy who is funny, who can make them laugh. It sets up a certain type of mood, because women are responds to how you make them feel. So if you're just some type of dry dude who just real boring, just goes along with the conversation, you're not gonna make her feel no type of way, except for creeped out, and she's gonna be cringing all the time around you. But if you're a guy who can make her laugh, who can make her mad, who can make her sad, who can make her smile, who can make her feel that sexual tension, you will have her, because you put her on this emotional roller coaster. Because women they thrive with their emotions. So if you're changing the way how they feel constantly, then she'll have no need to choosing other people, because you're giving her that experience. It's shitty to admit, women, they like to talk shit about the guy who they really want, because they make them feel a certain type of way. The nice guy doesn't make them feel any different. The nice guy just tries to be Mr. Gentleman and Mr. Comedian. And that's not going to get her to sleep with you. So that's why women chase after these bad guys, because they can read her body language. They know how to set and switch up the scene. They know how to say a certain thing to her in that moment to reel her in. And going deeper with these code words, all the code words is women will make up a certain term or a certain word that they both already know what it means. So then when they're talking about it in front of friends or in front of her boyfriend or whoever she's dealing with, she can talk about it safely without any judgment. That's all it is. So fellas, learn how to read interactions, learn how to read the deeper meanings. And trust me too, they definitely have a women's group chat, and they definitely will be talking about how they really feel in there too. But that's another story, y'all, another video. So if you guys enjoy this, like, comment, subscribe, and share. Come on.